Hello. In this session, we are going to talk about literals. Let's first start with string or character literals, actually. Um, now, what we are going to do today is instead of using VI editor and writing full-blown Scala programs, we will be using the Scala REPL. REPL stands for read, evaluate, print loop, which is pretty much like an interpreter. We don't have to necessarily write entire program, the complete program. We can write some statements, and REPL is capable of interpreting that. So let's start the interpreter, and that we can do by typing Scala, just Scala. Okay, press enter, and we are there. That's as simple as that. So now, you know, what are literals? That's the question. So literals are basically the fundamental building blocks of programming language, and there are many types. So first we start with the characters, because these are the probably the most basic elements of programming, right? So we can go up to character level and analyze, any data. So that's why it is important, and it's important to understand how characters are actually represented, and then if the characters are not available in keyboard, how those should be represented, whether there are invisible characters, and all this is going to matter when you write professional programs, because we sometimes what I have seen in the industry is sometimes we get issues which look like simple, but many engineers they overlook, because um, you know in our brain probably it forms the impression that these are small elements, may not create problem, but when things are overlooked, and if there is a common pattern across many engineers, that can actually create a bigger problem. And if it consumes a lot of time and many resources, then that maps to the cost. That's why it's very important to pay attention to the building blocks of programming language. So character literals, how do we represent them? Well, let's say any identifier name. My car car is equal to, if I put item in single quote, okay, don't worry about this a lot. This is for my drive. If I put any character, character in the single quote, Scala understand that the type is character. Okay, now I press enter. Okay, we see that type is a character here, right? Right, and the value is a, and my variable is my char. That's what I did. I kind of specified, and then anything that comes after colon is char. So char is equal to a. This is not char is equal to a. This is my var is equal to a, and char is the type of my var. Okay, that's how it should be interpreted. How about how about tabs and new lines? Because it's going to be same for any other character, like whether B, C, up to X, Y, Z. It doesn't matter. Now, let's say val. Okay, I'm going to use a single character variable now here, just B. Okay, it's not a good variable name, but just for simplicity. Okay, so that I don't have to type many characters. But when you write actual professional program, it's better to use meaningful variable name, like I had a mic here just before. Okay, so B is equal to, if I do so tab is represented with this escape sequence slash tab. Okay, let's see, it is not visible, probably it assigned the value, but it's not visible. So how do I see that? If I use two characters, it's going to be the error. Okay, if I add one more character, I want G to be printed after tab, that's going to be error, because there are already two elements, not just a single character, and single quote is supposed to actually quote only one, contain only one character. Okay, so okay, let's read the error message. It says error on closed character literals. Okay, it says on closed. Okay, on closed character literals, and it points there. You know, sometimes these error messages are a little bit cryptic to read, but the reason here is inside the code there should only be one character, and we have more than one here. Okay, if I remove that, it's going to be fine, which you already tried. I mean, you know, either I remove this one /t, that is fine, or I remove g. Okay, all right. So how to see that? Now I need to actually introduce string literal here, and then only we'll be able to kind of, that will allow us to see it. Okay, /t. So if I put the content inside double quotes, that means it's a string literal. Okay, so here I have /t and g. /t is going to be the tab, whatever is the number of tab, you know, whatever is the number of characters assigned to the tab, that's going to be printed, and then after that g is going to be printed. Okay, so let's just press enter. So type is a string as mentioned, and variable name is obviously b, that we can see before the colon, and now here we see the tab. You see the tab, that's the tab. All right, so that's good. And then if we want to see new line, we do new line here. Now g is coming in a new line, right? So that's those are the, well, we try both character literals and string literals as well. And then a little bit more on the string literals. My string, okay, any string, it can be one word, multiple words, one character is also fine. Okay, that's the I missed the equal sign there. One character is also fine. Now we see the type is a string, right? So that's the difference. And then I can assign multiple words. Okay, you know, computer does not care whether my words are properly formed, because it treats everything as one string. It is still a valid string. Okay, so now there is one more item actually. I could try something here like /t. I could say /t Scala programming is /t fun. So I am supposed to get a sentence here with tab spaced. Scala programming is fun. Okay, so you see that it's coming the same line. Now if I replace these tabs with, let's say, new line, then we're going to see anything after this escape sequence /n is going to come in the new line, which is true. Okay, so we covered character literals and string literals. So these two are very commonly used in programming. Actually, it's pretty much almost impractical to write a program without making use of these two literals. Of course, there are more literals, but these two are very common. Okay, we're going to pause the video here just to make the video size smaller, and rest of the literals we're going to cover in the next session. Till then, I will say goodbye.